Hello everyone, this is Lolly. We are still working on the December Daily, which is this really fun music album. And I want to show you something that I've added in here, and that is this, which is a full sheet of shaker. It's so fun. Now we left off where we need to decorate this, but we're taking a break so we can make this cute little shaker pocket, and I'll show you how I did that. So I am using Duralar acetate, and this is the 11 by 14. It is the 0.005 clear film. So you could get different thicknesses, and it just affects how well you can work with it. So I cut two 6-inch squares of that acetate. I know it's hard for you to see that on camera. And then I took red line tape, 1/4 inch, and went all the way around the borders. And I also burnished it. Make sure you really push that down. The first strip you put on the tape goes from end to end, right? From then on, you go from tape to end. The first one is going to be my top. I'll put that on top, and then I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to clip the top part here. And if you want to put some kind of non-stick, anti-static cling stuff, do that now before you peel the tape. I'm going to go through and peel this. It is a lot easier to do this before adding the shaker elements. Now I'm going to burnish that again. Now you can always just sew this on your sewing machine. It is pretty thick, and you probably want to use the lighter weight acetate if you're going to be sewing it. But this is the no-sew method. So now we have a pocket that is open on top. Okay, so also I forgot to mention, if you want a card on the inside, you could have put that in there before you started. This one's a little big, but you could always put a card in, or you could put the card in after the fact. Now all we have to do is add our shaker bits. So I have the white, ice white from Nuvo, and I have these. You can see I got these from a thrift store. I get a lot of sequins from thrift stores because people get rid of them. You can see how old this is. It's kind of a shame to cut apart such a beautiful vintage piece here. These are big chunks. And I'm going to add some of these, which are they're called Carnival Candies by the company, but I call them Starlight Mints. They're in my shop. I'm going to seal that and see what we think. Pretty good. Now, the Starlight Mints are a little bright for the color of red that's in this project, but still I think they're very Christmassy and would make a great addition. Now, I don't want this to be too full based on this as being a really thin project, but I have all these music notes that I also want to add in there. These are just hole punches. You can cut music notes out or hand draw them, and I have snowflakes, which I will have. This is part of the Elizabeth Craft die set called the Classic Christmas. Okay, now that we have that, all we have to do is peel this top tape. There we go. And again, burnish. Now, if you don't like the look of the tape, let's see if we can put some paper or cardstock or something behind here. If you don't like the look of the tape on the edges, you could just see it on the edge, you can cover that up. So for this one, what I did was I cut 6-inch strips that are 1/2 inch wide. And then on those strips, I scored them right down the middle, which is 1/4 inch. I'm sorry for that glare. See if that helps a little bit. And so all you have to do then is fold those in half and apply tape runner and go right and stick them right there. And so that will give you a nice edge if you wish to have an edge. You can also use washi, put it halfway down, fold it over for the other side. I also have this, which I showed last time, which is that silver tape from Close to My Heart. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. This one you can see that I did put one of the ephemera pieces in the package before it's on the inside, and on the back I just covered it with another strip of cardstock using tape runner. Okay, so let's add this to it. This sticks immediately, And now that we have this, it doesn't matter which is the top, because I don't have any words or sentiments in here. So any of this can be the top, however I want it oriented. Now this sticks quickly, so I'm going to be very careful, hopefully. Especially to acetate, it's going to stick right away. And I'm going to leave a little bit off the edge just to make sure. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so striking. Okay, now I can trim off the excess. The back still has the, you could see the silver through there. So you could leave it like that, or you could cover it up with another layer of silver, which I will do off camera. But what I want to show you is, in order to get this in your journal, you have to have the holes. So let's get this out. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this, these holes are a little on the large size, which means some of the eyelets might not fit perfectly. So if you don't want that to be an issue, you can trace on here with a Sharpie, trace where the holes should go and use a regular punch. So let me just show you that instead of just telling you about it. Let's do this. Let's grab a Sharpie, line up the two corners right there, and then just mark on the acetate with your Sharpie. And that way you can get the exact size hole that you want. Because you're going to have to use an eyelet to seal this. If you don't, your shaker bits could escape out of the holes. So let's punch and let's change this to the right setting. If you struggle with how to set eyelets, I will give you can look underneath this video for my link on how to set eyelets. So we're going to use the big one here and just center that. Always twist it a little bit before pulling it out. There we go. Now, see, we have these two holes here, and our shaker bits could escape if they were smaller. But our shaker bits are rather large. They're larger than the hole. If I had any seed beads, etc., they could escape. But since they can't, I can just put this in my journal as it is right now without doing eyelets, or I could put eyelets on there. Either way, I like the finished look of having the eyelets on there. And the first one of these that I made, I had to use eyelets because I had some really tiny like seed beads in there that would have given me grief. There we go. Now, you can always use a tape runner to adhere things to the outside. So that's completely up to you. I want to lay these out here so you can see them both side by side. There you go, right there. So this one, I'm moving around so you can see the silver on the sides. I'm sorry for the glare on the acetate. And this one has the cardstock. Both of them are so easy to make, wonderful. And again, you don't have to use the eyelets. And the beauty of not using eyelets is that you wouldn't see the little flanges sticking out on the back. See, we have a little bit. Let's show if I can, see if I can show you this. You can see the little fingers off the back of the eyelet, and that might cause you some grief there. So if you don't like that, stick with shaker bits and sequins that are larger than your hole, and you won't have a problem. I love them, and mostly I would put larger items in shakers, but I mean, I would fill them more. But since these are very flat, and I want them to stay flat, this will be fine for me. Now, what can you do with this besides it being a really cute page in your book is this can actually be one of the pages for your December daily, meaning you can take a journaling card and just put that right down there in the corner or at the top, which would probably be preferable since shaker bits sink to the bottom. So you could adhere your journaling card right there with a brad or just with a tape runner, and then you can have another one on the back. So for this one, I'm going, because this one has taken up a lot of room already with this, I'm going to make this one of the pages for my journal. So you can see, let's put this back together again. And this is actually going to be one of the pages. Now what that means is that I still have to go back and decorate this one. So we have, as you can see, this is day 8. This will be day 9. This will be day 10. So I have a journaling card. I have the number 10. And what I'm going to do is adhere that, sticking off the bottom here. Now, I'm not going to actually adhere this to my project yet, because what I want is to leave this open so that I can actually write on this later on that day, and then I can attach it then. So in the meantime, I don't want to lose it, so I'm just going to clip that on there, and day 11 will be on the back as well. And so what I'll do is another card for that. So I will just put that there and eyeball it to see where to put that other number. Now let me just put that in the clip. And perfect. So now I have days 10 and 11 ready to go. So next time we will come back, we will do 9 and move forward. Thank you for watching. I just think that these are going to be such fun. Let's fold this over so you can really see the shakers. And let me know if you have any questions down below. And again, you can always sew these if you wish. You can use acetate from packaging. You can use all sorts of things. You can use large sheet protectors, you know, page protectors, and cut those up as well. And those will actually be more flexible and hold more shaker bits. Thank you for watching.